Well, thank you. So, hello, Unlimited Wisdom family and community. I love and appreciate you guys. And today's subject is going to be, I guess, just little wins. Little wins, or used to call them also baby steps. The reason I wanted to do this subject is when people reach out to me constantly and ask me, what do I need to do if I I don't do anything. I need my life to change. Blah 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 blah. And it really all comes down to hi Mary, hi Scott's A14. I don't know if I said hi to Dustin, Michael, and Angela. But again, if you guys want to really get your life in momentum and really get it so you're doing things, what you got to do is figure out something so super small. And so it's like it's a phrase called reduce to the ridiculous. You want to reduce to the ridiculous. So what you want to do is sort of trick your mind. Hi, Corky. What you want to do is you want to trick your mind to where your mind will say, "Oh, I can do that." And I'll give you a neat example. Is if you said that to get in better shape, that you needed to go and do a small walk every day. Instead of saying that you should do a small walk every day, just say to yourself, I'm going to walk across the backyard or the front yard until I hit the fence and the sidewalk, and then I'm done. That's all I'm walking today. Hi, Star. Uh, and how many of you guys already know that your mind would say, I can do that, but then your mind would immediately go, well, I can do more than that. You see what I mean? It's so anything that you have in your house that there's a lot of. I talked to Dana today for a little bit, Dana Scratton, and we're going. He goes, wow, ever since I've done that drifting with you, the outwitting the devil. He goes, it is amazing how many things immediately came to my mind that I haven't finished around where I live. And he said, so I was so inspired. He said that I started writing the list down, right? And this is what people do when they mess up. They write a list. And then what they do is they don't immediately go, well, I'm just going to do a small thing on one of these on the list. So if you think about everything that you do, if you could always say reduce to the ridiculous, and you want to, in your mind, just get it to the place where it's so little and so it seems insignificant that you're tricking your mind and your mind goes, I can do that. And then you just keep increasing it. So we already know what a lot of people do, and I'm so guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. It's like, well, listen, I need to work out again. So what I'll do is I'll go work out, but I'll work out too much. You know what I mean? My mind does the opposite to me. It tries to remember when I was 20 years old. And I was going like, I can knock this out. So I'll get on the rowing machine and then, do some stretching, do a little bit of exercises. Then I'll get in the sauna and I'll do that all in one day. And then my body goes, you're not doing any of this anymore. Any one of you want to admit that sometimes you do that? And it's like it's really hilarious because if you do things in little tiny steps or you do the little wins, then this is another thing that I crack myself up on doing. I'll say that I'm going to do something, and then when I go out to do it, then I'll find something else that I can do. All right.
What?
And like I'll go out to the garage to get a tool, and then what I'll do is I'll go like this bench is so full of stuff. You've never done that?
No, my kids are
Squirrel.
supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah. And so then I'll go from that and I'm going like this shouldn't be here. This should be in this other room. So then I'll go in that other room to put it in that room, and then I find shit in that room to do. You know what I mean? then I start doing it in that room. And I always had this funny imagination of the Tasmanian devil. And you're just doing this whipping stuff, and you're just going from one room to another, and then you're out doing this stuff, and then you're out doing this stuff. And it's like not completing something is not good for your psyche. It's like you should just be able to say, well, I should get this done. And then you just do a little bit, and then you do a little bit. And her father used to say this, and it's really a funny statement. He would say the joys of being a homeowner, because it's like it just never seems like everything gets done. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden this needs to be done, and then this needs to be done, and then this breaks, and then this happens, and then I got to do this, and then I got to do this. And so the one way that you can get yourself to really feel proud about yourself is, again, just the word again is reducing to the ridiculous. You just want to write down things on your list, walk around the house on stuff that you need to accomplish. And what you do is you just say, okay, I'm just going to do what's one thing that I can do. And this is, again, getting smart enough to, instead of being caught in overwhelm and frustration and confusion and overthinking your overthinking, right? Allow yourself, by getting a win, by going, okay, what is something that I can do? What can I do now with what I have now? Okay, what can I do now with what I have now? So just to give you guys a simple example, is I know that Matt is just working his tail off to get Posting Pilot finished, right? And so while he's getting it to where he would like it, which is almost, perfectionism, is and I like him for that. And so, okay, so what do I do between now and then? What do I do between what can I do now, with what I have now? And what I know a lot of people do is they won't do anything. They'll just get overwhelmed, frustrated, and confused, and they're waiting for everything to get done. See what I mean? I've Sandy. Yeah, it's like I used to do that. But where I learned that from was building and creating race cars. Because if you walked out into the shop and you said, okay, I need to finish the rear suspension. And it's like, well, did the rims already come in? We need the rims and the tires to do that. No, they haven't come in yet. Well, fuck it. I'm not doing anything. I'll go in, get on the phone, start screaming at the person from shipping. You know what I mean? Because God dang it, my rims and tires are not here. See what I mean? And so when you got a list on a wall of things that need to be accomplished, you walk up and go, well, should we do the rear end? No, we can't. The rims and tires. Okay, let's go over to the wall and see what else needs to be done. And it's always, there's always something to do, so I'm talking about creating and building a race car. But when I talk about, building something or anything online and working with, Posting Pilot or whatever business that you're working with, that's what you got to ask yourself. You just got to ask yourself, what can I do? What can I do with what I have right now? And then also reduce it down to the ridiculous. Can you contact one person? You know what I mean? Can you show them something? Well, a lot of you see what I've been doing. I still haven't logged into Posting Pilot. Why? I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to get overwhelmed and confused and frustrated and upset. I don't need that in my life. I don't want that in my life. So what I'll do is I've reached out to Matt and said, hey, create another video for me. And he goes, okay. And then I post that. And then after I post that, then I answer all the people that are asking, hey, where did this AI come from? Where do I get this? What is this? And then I send them my link. And I know that Sandy's doing something like that because Matt tells me who's putting all their people on their wish list, so people are going there. And so it's like there's always been this saying within any kind of marketing. When Posting Pilot opens up totally, there'll be people that will get like 20 people in one day. And then there's other people that are going to be sitting around waiting for something. They're going to be like, oh my God, here's, how many of you been around me for a couple of years? I'm always launching something. I'm always launching something. And for the people that have been around me forever, it's like, well, I didn't build a group in that company, and I didn't build a group in that company, and I didn't build a group in that company, and I didn't build a group in that company, and I didn't build a group in that company, and I didn't build a group in that company. What's the common? What do all of them have in common? The person that's waiting for it to get perfect. They're always the person that needs one more thing. And so again, how you get momentum in anything in life is just do the little things. You know what I mean? I know that, I'm going to already tell you guys on Friday, I'm really going to do my best to share with you this experience of fasting. You know what I mean? And one of the things about fasting is made me want to talk about doing the baby things is your mind can really, a lot of you, again, talking about the mind, and I don't want to go off on it because I have it running in my head. But a lot of you would go, there's no way I could do that many days. I couldn't do 30 days. I couldn't do 31. I couldn't do 32. But in fasting, all you got to do is make it past the first meal. Talking about reducing it to the ridiculous, right? So the first thing that I just didn't need to do is I didn't have to have the second cup of coffee with creamer in it. What if I could just just skip my second cup of coffee? And it's like, I don't know if you guys know this. Look at Jim, can't do it. But immediately my mind went, yeah, you can go without many drinks this cup of coffee. So it's these little things that you look at, It's like, because when you really look at yourself and you sit there and think, wow, if I just got rid of sugar, probably getting rid of sugar is, do you need those couple of candies at 8:30 at night? Yes. You probably... Absolutely do. Do I need that brownie?
Yes, after edibles,
are the sprinkle cakes?
Yes.
Yeah. Do I need that? Do I need that because it's sweet? Do I need that bag of popcorn after eating something sweet?
Damn straight.
Now, when Terry got all these little sweets, how many of you think that I got them too? See, so I'm going to talk about both mindsets because I think it's hilarious. Because before she goes up, she looks right at me like she does right now. And goes, do you want some sprinkle brownie? That's what I call them because she makes them so good. She puts like sprinkle stuff on them. And it's like, I don't tell her no. I don't tell her no, so she brings...
Get up and say, I have to go to the restroom. We'll pause the TV and he'll go, is it time for sprinkle brownies? Or is it time for sprinkle cake? Or... I like to watch a movie on Friday night, pop a bag of popcorn, have a couple Reese's peanut butter cups with a little Sprite. Fucking amazing Friday night for me watching a movie and staying at home doing that.
So I was telling her, since I've been on, this fast, it's easy for me to notice that when she goes to get stuff, she no longer asks me if I want some.
Right.
And so I miss her asking me if I want some treats. You know what I mean? And so again, it's the little stuff. So all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. And then I just thought in my mind of other things that I could fast from. So I've already shared a video like that, and I'll talk more on that on Friday. But I wanted this video to be about, okay, so how do you do the little wins? So every one of those things have been a little win for me, right? So, okay, so I won't do this. I'll no longer do this. The one that I told you guys recently that I'm working on, that I'm just flat out sucking bad at. I used to like this phrase, sucks like sour owl shit. You know what I mean? You know, but it's like this whole concept about not talking about yourself.
Oh, I don't talk about myself.
So I came up with this
Thing to say.
I came up with this concept.
Jim, guess what I'm making this afternoon? Homemade ice cream. That's right. I'm making homemade ice cream.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Hey, this is everyone. So one of the things that I came up in the concept of my mind is I was watching Chosen, and he's always asking questions, and he's also always instructing them. And then by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, he never talks about himself. This is what I'm worried about. This is what's going on in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like, I'm going like, you can totally guide someone and help them with their lives and serve them without saying anything about you.
Yeah. No, I don't like people talking about anything.
It's so, and the other thing that you guys, so what's the little win? So that's why I wanted to talk about this subject today. It's like you get up and you go, all right, let me see if I can go an hour without talking about myself. Okay, what would be the next one? 2, 3, and you just work yourself up going, wow, okay, so I don't talk about myself in the mornings because I just don't talk to anybody. but I'm joking, but then I'm not joking. But it's all about this concept that I know that you guys have heard me talk before, and I'll talk about it now, is that everything in life is about awareness. Everything in life is about awareness. So when people went through that whole thing about drifting, how many of you, while we were going through it, that the concept of you drifting was very high in your consciousness? You're like, this is drifting, this is drifting, this is drifting. All right. So now that you're no longer on a weekly call about drifting,
Do you think about it?
how many of you still does it pop up into your consciousness? Here's me drifting again. Here's me drifting again. See, it's like, it's really interesting that now all of a sudden, if you're overthinking, if you're frustrated, if you're confused, if you're overwhelmed, if you're impatient, if you're pissed off, all of these thoughts now are somebody else's fault, because it sure wouldn't be the adversary getting you to drift. We 1000% pinpointed where those bad thoughts come from that get us to spiral, to get us upset and pissed off. So we just say, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. So we watched a whole series and went through a mastermind on where the thoughts come from, where the feelings come from, everything. And I still got people messaging me. This ain't working. What the fuck's wrong with this? Why is that happening? Man, the amount of messages that I got because, now Akashics is merging with another company, right? Oh, you guys didn't know? Okay, that's awesome. Hey, Craig, by the way, no reason to post anything in Trade Stars anymore. So, Trade Star, Akashics merged with another company, and it's called Connective or something like that. Um, Again, just like I feel when a new product comes out, I don't need to know anything about it until people are buying it. There's some testimonials on it. So I don't need to know anything. And so now that that's all happened, that's a great question. See, that's a question I haven't asked yet, Coach Bob. It's like last Tuesday, I got paid like $890 from Akashics. So if you're asking if I'm still in it, I guess yeah. We'll see what happens next Tuesday. Terry asked me, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said, "Are you? Is what?"
Are you gonna get this from Akashics?
It's funny. It's like when I get paid a lot of money from companies, it's like she's got a different opinion. But yeah, Lisa Marie trading. Yeah, it's just not for me. The biggest thing for me is that I know my rewards financially, spiritually, everything comes from the service of other people. The way to greatness is the service of many. And so I immediately, when I know that, and I still know that, and I still ask every day and sometimes number of times a day, the answer that I get is keep serving people. And if you want to do my will, do more than you're doing now. So my whole attitude has changed. It's just how many people did I help today? How many people did I serve today? Right? And so that's again just what I wanted to cover today. Is just you got to break down everything that you need to do into, that conversation. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And it was funny because I was actually guiding these kids that pulled this giant tree trunk out of our yard. And it was just massive. It was just so big. And excuse me.
Reading what Sandy wrote. I need some glasses. Other than readers, I need to get my eyes checked.
There's some glasses.
I know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I need glasses that I wear all the time, I think. Anyway.
Okay, so when are you gonna do that?
I don't know.
All right.
When I can't see the road signs or I run over somebody, then I'll be like,
Oh my God. So again, when they looked at it and they just went, golly, this is so big. How do we move this? You know what I mean? And I go, well, you could start by knocking down this, amount of dirt off this root. And both of them looked at me at the same time and just started laughing. I go, why are you laughing? And they go, that's something that Elliot would say. And I go, your boss would tell you not to stand there and look at a big project wondering how in the fuck it's ever going to get done and contemplating to consider to evaluate, maybe talk to your pet or parakeet. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. You start by knocking this piece of dirt off, and then you cut this root, and then you go by, you start knocking dirt off the other part, and then you cut that root off, and then you cut the stump in half, and then you cut those two halves in halves. It's like everybody always just looks at the project or the elephant as being so huge, and then that paralyzes us. So again, reduce something to the ridiculous. Ask yourself, what can I do now? What's something I can do now with what I have? And then last one, and I think Melody already put this in here, is you got to celebrate the wins. It is just so funny. Not funny. It's extremely, extremely impressive as I teach things and go through things that have changed my life. And as I'm going through them, I see in the chat Melody finishing my thought. Are you guys following me? She's like, I know where this is going. You got to celebrate the wins. Make sure that you celebrate all the wins, because if you don't celebrate the wins, then your body and your mind and your heart and your soul are going, why am I doing this? This is just a waste of time. Because you got to celebrate yourself. And if you're not used to doing that, that is something that you got to do. Don't ruin it by doing something and then going to people that you love and say, hey, did you notice I did this?
Did you notice I put the toilet paper on the roll? Yay for you.
Did you notice that I took the garbage out?
Get a star.
Because they will not react the way that you would want them to, because you've already put in your head what you would like to get from others. And so when they don't notice, what is the classic that, men don't, they come home and the wife looks at them and goes, what do you think? And they're like, ah, shit. You got your hair done? No. Fuck. I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? It's like, so I love each and every one of you. Again, remember to celebrate the wins and reduce everything to the ridiculous, and keep asking yourself, again, what can I do with who I am and what I have now? What can I do to start knocking off these little baby steps to build momentum in my life? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love and appreciate you. Thank you, Deborah, Star, Shelley, Scott's A14, Mary, Melody, Dustin, Eric, Corky Santa. Hey, Corky, are you knocking those little things down? Come on. Michael and Angela, Coach Bob, Sandy, Deborah, Lisa Marie, and the hostess with my mostest, Craig Jackman, and my lovely wife, Terry. See you guys soon. I love you. I believe in you.